Cobra Kai Season 5. I really like this show still, but I gotta be honest, this is my least favorite season of the show. Season 3 and 2 and 4 and 1, should have been the end of the show. Because that's a perfect way to end this show. Here we go. Here is the lead up. I'm gonna go non-spoiler with most of this review, but then I'm gonna like dive into spoilers. Warn you before I do, so stick around. Um, but man, season 4 is like, oh, the tournament. We can get all these characters to end this. Now the show is just too big. Um, I mean, the villain's plan in this season of Terry is insane, and it's just like, God, like this doesn't even make sense anymore. It's just gone. I know the show was always cheesy and ridiculous, and I have fun with that aspect of the show, but now it's getting to a level where, what the fuck are we even doing with this show? None of the season is really connected that well either. Like, we have Miguel doing his thing in Mexico, which you saw at the end of the last season. Now he's there. That ends pretty quickly. Then we have this, then we have that. And it's just like, also, a lot of these characters ended their stories already. Like, a lot of people were complaining that we didn't get a lot of Hawk in the show or in this season right now. Well, it's because that character finished his character arc. A lot of these characters finished their character arc. So it really feels. I was trying to look this up yesterday to find out if season 6 is going to be the last season, because this isn't a spoiler. This season ends on a cliffhanger. Now, what that cliffhanger is, I'm not going to tell you until we get into spoilers, but it makes you go, okay, but like, why are we going for season 6? What the fuck are we even doing? We're just going like so far off from what the show was, and it's like, why are we heading for a season 6? This show needs to end, and this is as a fan, because there really is a 4 season rule when it comes to TV shows, where after the 4th season or even 3rd season, shows just kind of go downhill sometimes. And that's not always true of every show, but I think there's a huge number of shows that do that. You get to a season 3 or season 4, and the show's just lost its magic, and it's still going, and you're just like, stop, and then it won't stop because if it's popular, some companies can keep running it. And I feel like that's what we're doing with Stranger Things and Cobra Kai. Stranger Things, I've lessened on that opinion because after season 4 being as great as it was, I think this season has done a lot to really find itself. But let's talk about this season of spoilers. So Terry's plan is to like make multiple fucking Cobra Kais, like a global domination Cobra Kai. I'm like, okay, that's all right. But I think that's a pretty. I'm like, okay, but like, I don't know. This whole show has been about the valley, and it's just been about all this, and now we're just going here. We're going these crazy places, and it's just like, even last season, even though like some of it was in Japan, and we had what's his face, Daniel go Japan or whatever, and stuff. That's cool. But it's still tied into the valley stuff. Like, he went there to get away and help him figure out stuff to go back to the valley and do what he needs to do. That is still connected to the main story. This just doesn't feel like that. It's a big plan, and Terry's a fun character and a fun villain, but it's also just like, come on. And then when they break into his house, that feels so irrational to like Johnny's character at this point. Like, why is he like this pissed off? There's literally an episode in this season where they just go, "Hey Johnny, you want to help me fight Silver?" And he's like, "Fuck no, I moved on." And it makes sense that we go back into the fight, but the reason he goes back into the fight is just weird and bizarre. And then then breaking into his house, and it's like, why is Terry like beating up all these people in his house? Because it's pretty simple. He can do what the shit he did with Kreese, put him in fucking jail. And then it's like weird that the cops do come, and they arrest Terry, but like They don't arrest the people who broke into his damn house and tried to beat the shit out of him. I mean, because their literal thing that they were talking about before they did this is like, there's four of us and only one of him. Also, it's like pretty obvious that you guys are going into a trap. How many times do characters go into a room to start fighting a dude and not realize it's probably not the best idea? I know it's a karate show and there's cheesy moments of the show, but it feels like we're going so far beyond plausibility anymore. It's like, what are we even doing? And I do like all the kids stuff in this season, but their story's over now. You know, those kids have really wrapped up their stories a lot. Like, Tori switches to the good side, and she's done a lot to make up for her sins of the past and shit. She's a lot better of a character, you know, this season. And so is Hawk. So are these characters. So it really feels like this needs to be and then you got like John Kreese, who constantly tries to get out of jail. He actually breaks out at the end of the season. So now Terry's going to jail and John Kreese is coming out. And it's like, what are we even doing with this show anymore? Okay, Terry is in jail. Okay, what is he gonna break out of jail next season? And that's gonna be the cliffhanger? Like, what are we doing? John Kreese, honestly, like, I just don't understand. I don't understand what the shit we're doing with this show. It's just confusing. I'm frustrated as a fan because I'm just sitting here like, I didn't hate this season. I enjoyed watching it. I was actively watching episode to the next episode pretty quickly. Like, I binged the show, you know? It didn't take me like a week. I didn't watch like one episode and be like, oh, I'm so frustrated. I gotta wait. I'm gonna wait and watch the next episode. No, I actually continued clicking on the next episode just because it was engaging, it was fun. But there's still, like, I feel like you can enjoy something and still, you know, be frustrated with things and be critical, you know, because this is not as good as it could have been. It's time to end Cobra Kai, and honestly, no matter how long they keep this show going, they can keep this show going for 15 seasons. I will still be there watching it because of the fact that as a person who binges a lot of TV, I watched like 19 seasons of Family Guy. Okay, Family Guy got really damn bad, and yet I was still there. And I'm gonna be the same with this show. So I don't know. I'm not gonna rage quit this show ever. I will watch this show to the end, but I think we're nearing close to the end. They haven't announced an official season 6, but it's like obvious that's happening. And to be honest, we're gonna get season 6, and it better be the last. If it's not, I don't know, but I definitely will be frustrated if it's not. But then again, I felt the same way about season 3. Or no, it was season 4. I thought that was going to be frustrating that it wasn't the last. But I actually liked the cliffhanger that they set up, and I was intrigued, and I was like, oh, I want to see season 5. But yeah, should have ended there. I don't know. But, and I don't even understand the Miguel trying to find his father thing. Like, well, why was that a necessary part of the show? Like, what did that add to the show? Like, yeah, it added to his character, but was it a necessary part of his character? Because Miguel has a new dad, and you know, if you think about it, I don't know. I do really like the developments with Johnny trying to be a more responsible, better dad, and do good between both of his kid and his new kid on the way, and it's kind of a cool story. I really like that, but it feels like that is the most Cobra Kai thing, like that story. The rest of this is just crazy. I mean, Daniel is obsessive and psychopathic in this season, and you understand why, but it's just like, God, it feels like this is the Karate Kid 3 of Karate Kid sequels, where yeah, I can kind of enjoy it, but we are going off the deep end. We are doing some crazy things that are like, this is not what the show is. It's time to drop this and move on to the next thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just frustrated by this season. But let me know your thoughts, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.